Hey guys, welcome to another episode of MIA with Damini. Get a pen, grab a notepad, and happy learning.
Hey guys, so um, I once told somebody that and it's actually probably not even accurate, but I once told them that I've started over 30 businesses. I think that number is probably closer to 40 or 50. And the person was like, wow, really? 30 businesses? Oh my God, that's amazing. And in that said, well, that means you've also failed a lot in those businesses. And I said, yes, I have actually. I failed in most of them actually. But however, it kind of showed me how not to set up a business or how not to run a business or how to set up a business that will not be profitable, right? So all that experience, I look at it as key learnings. Let's use that word, right? Now, one of the things that I have learned is, you can choose to either learn from your own mistakes or you can listen to people that have made certain mistakes and hear them talk about how they navigated those mistakes. That way, guess what? You don't need to repeat those same mistakes. And that's what this episode is about. The mistakes that I've made in my past that I really, really, really hope that you don't make as well. All right, so let's get started. Number one, don't fall in love with the idea. Don't do that. Instead, fall in love with executing the idea. Okay? A lot of us create these amazing plots in our head. Like, it's so beautiful. And when it's now time to execute, we then begin to try to understand how to approach it. And we are like, wait a minute, is this even achievable? Can I even afford it? It kind of knocks you off that high horse when you realize that what you've dreamt, and you've visualized might not be able to be materialized. And it's not necessarily your fault. Honestly, from experience, it could be quite depressing as well. But you need to not fall in love with the idea. You need to fall in love with executing the idea. Because when you are in love with executing the idea, you would begin to work towards executing the idea and see the problems faster. And guess what? As you see the problems faster, you then decide to solve those problems or pivot or recreate faster, right? The difference between people that are entrepreneurial, let me use that word, is when they see a problem, they don't necessarily complain and go back or fall back or decide not to push on or push further. Instead, they realize that, you know what, we're most likely I was expecting some sort of pushback. But how do I then navigate this to move on or move forward? Do I need to improve a certain part of this idea? Do I need to remove a certain part of this idea? Do I need to change a certain part of this idea? Do I need to call on somebody to help me out with this certain idea? That's the whole point. And I think entrepreneurship as a whole is some type of game, right? And only few people, only people that want to play that game would understand it and be good at it, right? So don't fall in love with the idea, right? Don't fall in love with the idea. Fall in love with executing the idea instead. The next one, and yeah, I'll give you a story here. The next one is do not move too fast, right? Do not grow too fast. Do not move too fast. Do not even start too big. Okay, they all fall into the same bucket. So when I was in secondary school, I believe. I think this is one of the multiple businesses that I started in secondary school. Um, my mom my mom had an NGO and she needed to do some shirts. She needed to do some shirts and put her logo on those shirts. I also had a friend of mine that I think it was their dad. Their dad had a business and he also wanted to do some shirts. So it was easy money. You know what? Go to the market, buy those t-shirts, put the logo, and bring back. They gave me sizes. So when you go to the market, they sell the. Look at me giving you my trade secrets. They sell the shirts in like sizes. So you buy it like a 1 2 2 1, so a pack of six, right? So one small, two medium, two large, one extra large, that kind of thing. And that's how they came. And they were in colors. So you buy the 1221 in probably gray, black, red, blue, things like that. I remember for those two orders, it was navy blue, gray marl, and no, navy blue, gray, and black. I believe it was those three, and I made good money. I made some nice change. Mind you, I was in secondary school or college, depending on what you call it, where you are. So I didn't need that money. It was cool, right? I think I blew the money on all sorts of rubbish, but yeah. So when I got back, I looked at the money, I looked at what I made, I looked at the work involved in making that money, and I was like, yo, there's something here. Let me see how I can max it up. So I went back, bought more shirts, and I started printing like motivational quotes on the shirts. I started printing out motivational quotes. I started doing like a list of um, maybe like characters, so superhero characters, maybe like Batman logo, a big Superman logo, things like that. I started writing that out on a piece of paper that, okay, you know what, once I sell these motivational quote t-shirts, I will take some more money out aside, get the motivational quote t-shirts, another round of motivational quote t-shirts, then introduce all these like superhero character t-shirts and all of that. So I had like a plan, right? Mind you, there was no social media during this period. By the way, there was no social media. So we started. Well, I will say we. I started. I went to the market, bought everything. Okay, time to buy the clothes. Reached out to my friends like, yo, I have this. You know, what's up? What's up? My friends didn't have money. Like they were like me. They were also teenagers. Like we don't just have money in our pockets just chilling. Like the money we have is probably to buy recharge card to call like you know who we call. Let me not expose my brothers. But yeah, we buy what? Buy sweet, buy Fanta, buy Coke. You get me? That's it. So all that money I made, I ended up wearing those my t-shirts. I ended up giving it to a few of my friends. I didn't sell much of it. And then I actually just got depressed and sad, and I left it alone. Like, yo, this didn't work out. Now, in retrospect, what I should have done is I should have gotten like some sort of reviews, gotten some sort of like testimonials. I already have a case study because I've already done it for two people, my mom and my friend's dad, his business, right? I could have kept one each as a sample to be like, yo, guys, this is what I've done before. And then I could have just like reached out to more people. The procedure required to create that sort of like service or to provide that service was very, very cheap. Just transportation, go to the market, speak to the lady at the market, buy in bulk, take that product to the printers, speak to them that, yo guys, print A, B, C, D on it, and bring it back home. That's it. All I was being paid for was probably all that legwork and the communication bit, right? I wasn't even creating the logos. They were giving me the logos on it was on like a flash, that kind of thing, right? So I got depressed. I left that business. Fast forward a few years, about I think 4 years. I'm in university right now, in my final year or so. I can't remember. And a friend of a friend, his senior brother, is doing the exact same business, but he's doing it for like a contractor, for like not a contractor, as a contractor for a contestant in an election. So someone that's going for, and this is a government election, by the way. So somebody that is doing a government election is probably doing what? Maybe like 5,000 shirts, 8,000 shirts, 10,000 shirts. And all they want is like a logo. And they will not just do shirts, they will do caps and things like that. And that person, the contractor, a friend of a friend, he made some good money. Now, that's exactly what I did for my mom and my friend's dad. It's the exact same thing. But because I tried to grow so fast and tried to build my own like mini Primark or Disney commerce or something silly, I just got sad. Moral of the story, guys, don't move too fast. All right? learn to become learn the ins and outs of what you already have. Make sure you squeeze out all that you can squeeze out for yourself, and then expand. Because when you expand from that angle, you are expanding with so much, you are expanding with so much assets. You're expanding with testimonials, you're expanding with reviews, you're expanding with customers. So you're already expanding with people that have tested, that have already used your service before, and they kind of trust you to a certain extent. So when you provide them with an additional service like a product, that would work. If I had run that business where I was providing people customized t-shirts, printed t-shirts, office wear, things like that, I could have started my own, clothing factory focused on uniforms, having contracts with schools. I could have actually now started a proper clothing line. The sky was the limit. The sky was on the starting point. But because I tried to grow too fast, and because I started to grow too fast, and almost started something bigger than I could handle or understand, I failed, basically. So don't do that, right? Grow at a steady pace. Understand the terrain you're in. Understand your customers. I talk about this a lot. Understand your primary customers and how to talk to them. And then, go for it. Go for it. The sky is the starting point. Third one, become a specialist, not a generalist. Some people will not like this. Some people might argue with it. But here's how I look at it. Even if you're a generalist, for example, I am a generalist. But you need to become a specialist in some form of generalism, for lack of a better word. When it comes to digital marketing, there are some spaces where I know about it as a generalist, but there are also places where I'm a specialist. That's my strong point. I'm comfortable in these areas, right? It's the same way you need to look at your business. Specialize in one part of your business. Understand the A to Z of your entire business, but then become a professional specialist in a particular part of it within your business. And here is just my advice. Try to become a specialist in the area that makes the most money in your business. That way you're not completely useless. That sounded a bit harsh, but it is what it is. So if you run a business where you provide a service, make sure you understand that service that is being provided the most in that company. How the pricing model works, how customer relationship management works, all of that. Understand it as well, because obviously it's part of your business. But the service part, the part that is bringing the bread and butter, make sure you are a professional specialist in it, right? My native tongue was coming out. But that's it. So become a specialist, even in your generalism, right? That's the one thing. And I'll give you a very good example here. I used to sell phones, right? I used to sell phones, gaming accessories, MP3 players, things like that when I was in university this time around. And one of the reasons why I was successful was because So one of the reasons I was successful is because I understood that was the BlackBerry period. I understood the reason why somebody would want a Bold 5 instead of a Touch 2. Why somebody would want a Storm instead of a Bold 2. Why somebody would want even a Bold 1 without their funny rolling ball instead of a Curve. I understood all these elements. I understood how they played in terms of pricing. I understood how they played in terms of look, how people look at them. If you're a guy or a girl, I understood battery life conversations. I understood the product. That was my bread and butter, so I understood it, right? On the side, I also had a laundry business. Now, this laundry business was a very tricky one because growing up, I was hands-on, but I'm not one of those people that I didn't take so much. What's the word here, Damini? So let's pick fashion. I'm a minimalistic person. I wear black. 70% of the time, you see me wearing black, a pair of sweatpants, pair of socks, flip flops, and I'm okay. I'm good. So when I do my laundry, that's all that's in my. That's all I put in my. What's it called? That's all I put in my laundry basket or in the washing machine. But when I started my laundry service, I was the one. I was. It was a one man show. So I was the one that was putting. Oops. I was the one that was putting the customers' laundry into the washing machine, and I had to learn the hard way that some colors don't mix, some fabrics don't mix, and it cost me money because some of these clients or customers they ask for a refund. Like, yo, give me my cloth back, or go and buy another one for me, or the money I gave you, give it to me back. You know, the laundry business kind of it didn't really succeed. Nah, I didn't reach it. I didn't reach the potential for that business. I'm going to give myself a solid review and say that I didn't hit the potential. It wasn't a successful business. But one of the reasons why I wasn't successful it was because I didn't specialize in laundry services or laundromats or clothes. Like, this is not something I found interesting, right? So make sure you understand your bread and butter of your business and specialize in understanding that bread and butter in your business. Okay? I hope that was a good example. But yeah. Number 4, no man is an island. If you notice, most of the stories that I've been mentioning since, it involves a lot of I, right? I don't think I really understood financial success when it comes to business. Mind you, please do not think that I am Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or even Dangote or whoever it is you think that is rich in your family. I'm on the way. I'm going to be wealthy and flourishing and abundant, but I'm not there yet. But there's a time where you know that, okay, no, this business is bringing in nice money, all right? And I've had businesses that do that, thankfully. Again, this is not nice money to do what it needs to do. Please, I don't drive a Lamborghini yet. I love it. But, no man is an island. I started to understand success in business when I started involving people in business, right? So make sure you begin to do that. I do not know how else to say this. So one thing I mentioned before was specialize, right? Become a specialist in something within your business. When you are successful, or when you want to hit real success, real business success, you would learn the skill of bringing other specialists in other parts of your business together to work with you to achieve a common goal towards success. That's where the real fun begins. And that's something that I'm still learning today. It's a constant process because we human beings are amazing creatures that we're a bit complex. Let me use that word. But that's when you begin to understand true success within your business. When you understand that no single man is an island. You need to work with people. You need to work with if you have a product, you need to build relationships with people that have, good supply. If you need to deliver products to customers, you need to work with logistics partners to make sure that that whole process of logistics, you don't need to micromanage it, because if you micromanage it and you don't have good people to work with, then you're going to gas out. You're going to gas out. You're going to tire out, and it just when you then begin to think that your business is not working as well as you planned or it's failing, depression kicks in, and we don't move like that. All right, we don't move like that. So no man is an island. As soon as possible, get other people involved. As soon as possible, it gives you more time to take a step back and see where you're coming from, see where you're going to, see the potential that is ahead of you, see promising results, see opportunities, see threats, see problems, But if you're just there, head in the sand, doing the work every day, day in, day out, you might not be able to have that, you might suffer from tunnel vision. I might not be able to have that, overall or overview mindset. So get people involved as soon as possible. No man is an island. Um, yeah, last but not least, let me round up here. Not everything is about money. I've learned this the hard way. Not everything is about money. You need to understand that businesses, every single successful business that you know out there, is all based on a foundation of relationships. That's literally just it, guys. That's the secret. It's all relationships. All the buying and selling that you see there, relationships. All the products being supplied from point A to point B, relationships. All the products being manufactured somewhere in the world, wherever it is, relationships. Money can be a common language within these relationships. However, the people that are very successful don't use money. Money it's a part, but it's not a major part. There's relationship building that is almost like an art in itself that people focus on. That whole social equity, social status, those kind of things. And that's something that, it's a constant work in progress. It's also the same way as trying to understand human beings. In fact, it's the exact same thing. And that's where, you would never stop learning, in my own opinion, right? But these are the 5 mistakes that I have made. If I could go back in time and fix them, I would be a millionaire by now in dollars. Yep, I stand by that. But again, no need to look back. Just keep looking forward. You look back to learn your lessons, to recap, have a retrospective view of things, and then you keep on moving. Whatever is at the back, trust me, there's something better in front. But yeah, so please learn from my mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. Please. And I'll be seeing you guys. Oh, you guys will be hearing from me soon. Take it easy.
So it's a wrap. That's about it for today. So you'll be hearing from me in another episode, I guess. But don't forget to share this with your friends, your family, people that have businesses, and that will find this type of content useful. So yeah, you'll be hearing from me soon.